Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe Radha Madan Mohan, Radha. Jaya Jagannath Swami, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath. Gauranitai, Sri Sri Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Sri Sri Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। All are coming in English? Nice. You do English only, you do.
Nice, bro. Hare Krishna. So indeed it is a great fortune of all of us that today we have His Grace Radheshyam Prabhuji with us. So Prabhuji is a very known figure among the ISKCON community members, and he is one of the very senior leaders of ISKCON. I will give a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji is a IIT Bombay topper, and he is president of ISKCON Pune for the last 22 years and leading a community of around 6,000 devotees. And is also director of Youth Club, founder of Voice, which is known as Vedic Oasis for Inspiration, Culture and Education. And he is also the compiler of youth books like Stress to Smile and 5-volume Essence of Gita, etc. Designer of Discover Yourself 6-session course for youth and corporates. I'm sure many of you remember this which was taken by His Grace Hare Krishna Prabhu, Devas course in our DRDO Officers Club. And he has won the Global Excellence Award for educating youth in Bhagavad Gita. And he also has to his credit Jiva Goswami Award for innovative youth outreach. And he is also one of the global duty officer for ISKCON for youth outreach, and is presently visiting Boston and many other places in USA for at least for 2 months in a year. And he is a youth trainer for last 25 years in all leading IITs, NITs, and other outreaches. And for example, he is prominently present in youth preaching in places like Pune, Kolkata, Kanpur, Mumbai, Thane, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Dharwad, Belgaum, Mysore, etc., to mention few. And he presented seminars at MIT Boston, Stanford University, University of Washington, Cornell University, etc. And he is also a corporate seminar presenter at Amazon, Bank of America, Infosys, Deutsche Bank, Cognizant, Persistence, and so on. So indeed, as I said, it is a great fortune of all of us to have the association of Prabhuji. Let us take advantage of Prabhuji's association by attentively hearing to Prabhuji's discourse. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm not showing. Hare Krishna. Very happy to be here at the place of my Narasimha Prabhu's house. This is like a house and a temple in one place. So you all have been coming here. Just made a big hall so that many devotees can come and take advantage here. Why do we come here every week and attend the classes? What do we gain from this? That is very important to know. In this world, people are running here and there, especially to make money. There are people even going to America to earn in dollar notes. What is the impetus for a person to come to a spiritual program like this? Once you understand it, then once you know the purpose of program, your life will be successful. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, in his lectures, he would always stress on this. So one famous verse I will recite from the Gita. You all can repeat after me. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So in this verse, Lord Krishna says, whenever there is a dharmasya glani, pollution of duty. Prabhupada translates dharmasya glani as pollution of duty. At that time, I come in this world and then I set right the dharma, like the Lord Krishna says. Now, what is that pollution in duty? Is people lose balance between spiritual and material. So, Western countries are known for materialism. Materialism means, how you can have, better food for eating, bigger car, broader roads, taller buildings, and bigger salary package, and more enjoyment, eat, drink, and be merry. That is materialism, all about. Materialism means whatever you can see with your eyes, just eat, drink, and be merry, enjoy life. And one thinks that when a person dies, everything is finished. That is materialism. And India is a land of spirituality. India is known for spirituality since time immemorial. Even all over the world, even today, people come to India to learn about Vedas, learn the goal of life, about spirituality. So, spirituality, the most fundamental knowledge in spirituality is you are not the body, you are Atma. Your spirit soul. Most fundamental knowledge. Like you are not the car, you are the driver of the car. That's the very first knowledge. Lord Krishna says in Gita, if you don't know this truth, then one is called as a mudha. One is considered foolish. Why? Very strong word Krishna uses the word foolish. Because if you go to anybody's house for eating, you are not going to be rubbing the gulab jamun to your shirt or pant. You will put the gulab jamun in the mouth, isn't it? Because they are giving you sweet to eat for you, not for the shirt. Shirt is different, you are different. Similarly, car is different, you are different. So, if somebody is simply polishing the car, painting the car, decorating the car, keeping the car very nice, but doesn't use the car for the business purpose, then he is wasting the car. Correct, no? Or somebody is rashly driving the car and causing an accident, that is also wrong. So, yes, there is a time you take care of the car. For example, you wash the car, you put petrol in the car, you put air in the tire, you put water in the radiator. It is important. But that's not the goal of having car. What is the goal of having car? Any of you can say? What is the purpose of you having a car? Yes? So, yeah? Yeah. You have to drive it. Drive for what purpose? Just like that?
To go to places you need to.
Yeah.
To go to places you need to go.
You go to place where you need to go. That's the destination to be achieved with the car. The car. So, of course, you will take care of the car also. For car, you give petrol. For the driver, you give another type of food. You can't feed him petrol. You give him another type of food. So, this is the sum and substance of all the Vedic literature. They always say that do not fail to feed the soul. Soul has a different type of food. If you are only feeding the body and not feeding the soul, that is called materialism. So the Western world, you can see when Srila Prabhupada went to America, he was very, very surprised. He asked the Americans, look at you. You have no scarcity of anything. You have handsome bodies. You have costly cars. Yours is the first world country. You have the best of foods. Everything you have. But your boys are becoming hippies. Not only that, many of the boys and girls are jumping off in Berkeley University, there is a tower, very tall tower. From there, many boys, girls have jumped and committed suicide. So Prabhupada asked, why your students are committing suicide? That means there is something seriously lacking. You are not happy. Will a happy person want to die? So why are the people jumping off? That means with all these material facilities, you are not happy. Because you are pampering the body, forgetting the soul. Like polishing the cage and not feeding the parrot. That's the cause of your suffering. So who is the parrot and what is the cage? Who can say? You answered already. Somebody else can answer. Who said that? Who is saying? Yeah. So who is the soul? Which is the soul and which is the body?
The parrot is the soul and the body is the case.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. So, if you are painting the cage very nicely but not feeding the parrot, similarly, the whole world is talking about how to keep the body nice. How many type of shoes we have nowadays? People are shoe conscious, jeans conscious, belt conscious, t-shirt conscious, mustache conscious, beard conscious, hairstyle conscious, isn't it? Watch conscious. They are not Krishna conscious. Except the soul conscious, they are conscious about the body. Correct, no? All over the world. So that is actually materialism all about. Pampering the body and forgetting the soul. In America, when a person dies, they would put the body in a coffin. Coffin means a box. Before putting the body in the box, the relatives may cry. So they decorate the body very nicely. They would decorate the body with coat, suit, boot, tie, cap. They'll keep a rose also here. And they put the body in the coffin. And the fellow will look like a smart guy. Is it very helpful to decorate him so nicely? Is it very good to decorate, or there's no need to decorate so much? What do you think? Let us take a vote. Okay, how many of you feel that it's good to decorate very nicely with coat, suit, boot, tie, cap, everything? How many of you feel there is no need to decorate so much? Oh, good number of people. Okay. So one of you can say why you don't need to decorate. Let us take one from Mataji's, one from Prabhuji's. Yes? Give them the mic. Yeah. Why there is no need to decorate the dead body before putting into the coffin? Anybody? Yeah? They know there is no need to decorate, only reasoning you have to give. Anybody? Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. As there is no soul present in the dead
No, there is no soul in that body, dead
so
body.
there is
What's
no
the need to
of decorating.
Okay. Even though they decorate it very attractively, the body looks beautiful, people know there is no value to that. Correct now? Okay. Somebody else from Prabhuji's? Any other reason? Yeah. Whoever raises hand, give them. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. When there is no soul, there is no value of body.
Correct.
And at the same time, that material body, whatever you decorate, it will be decomposes very soon.
Correct. Very soon it's going to decompose. And that's true. Yeah, correct. So, just like if you have a carry bag, you bring gulab jamun. Once you take gulab jamun out and keep it on a plate, then the carry bag goes to the dustbin. And nobody cares for it. Therefore, it's called carry bag. So, our material body is a carry bag for the soul. As long as it is carrying soul, it is valuable. When the soul has gone out, the metal body is simply like a goni, empty sack. You just put it in the fire. Even relatives will fear it to the fire. So, out of the two, for example, all of you sitting here, your dress is important or your body is important? Out of the body is more important, correct now? See, if a thief was to stab either your shirt and tear it, or he is going to stab the body, you will say, better you take my shirt, you stab it. Don't do anything with my body. Because body is more important than the shirt. Similarly, soul is more important than the body. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grihnati naro parani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Very beautiful verse. He's saying, just as today you all are wearing one dress, tomorrow you will wear another dress. You will change this dress. Like that, the Atma also changes bodies. It leaves one body and takes another body. So body is not very important, because when the body dies, you will get replacement to this body. You will get another one. But the soul is important. And the soul is permanent. The soul doesn't die. Soul is eternal, imperishable. And the soul is most important, which is forgotten. So Prabhupada says, Dharmasya glani means increasing bodily facilities, forgetting the soul. And why people do that? Because whole world is thinking that they are the body. Correct, no? In Hindi, we call it Dehatma Buddhi, we call it. To think of the Deha to be Atma. Atma is to think of the car to be the driver. Like, for example, anybody going in a Mercedes Benz becomes very proud that I am going in Mercedes. So I am Mercedes. They think like that. If they see a rickshaw going, they say, hey, rickshaw, move aside. They say like that. Because they think I am Mercedes and he is rickshaw. Are they Mercedes? They are Mercedes driver and he is rickshaw driver. To think I am the car is ahankar, we call it. We are not the car, we are driver of the car. This is the very first thing Lord Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gita. So, to not know about the soul and to not know the needs of the soul, Prabhupada says, that is Dharmasya glani, he says. Just like one time in a house, one family doctor came. He checked with a thermometer. For the mother-in-law, he said, you have 101 degree Fahrenheit fever because of the heavy rains today. Like that he said. Then he checked for the daughter-in-law and said, oh, you have 103 degree Fahrenheit, he said. So the mother-in-law became angry with the doctor. How can you say she is 103 and I am only 101? She became angry on the doctor. See, if you are 101, it is better, or 103 is better? But mother-in-law didn't know that. She thought he is giving bigger number to daughter-in-law. Actually, similarly, modern man is competing. Who will be more materialistic? Now America is saying, we will be materialistic. And Indians are saying, we will be more materialistic than you also. We will not only copy you, you will be even more materialistic. So you will find all over the world there is a craze for increasing the material facilities and making the material life more and more comfortable. So for example, luxury, the word you all know what is luxury, right? What is the meaning of the word luxury? Luxury means, better car, more finer dress, more fine food, and more healthy body, and more lavish facilities. That is called luxury, we call it. So what is it like if you are going to work hard for converting a thatched hut into a skyscraper building? That's called economic development. Economic development means converting a thatched hut into skyscraper building. That's what modern man is working. Or converting a bicycle into a big Benz car. So you have to spend a lot of money you have to spend a lot of time making a lot of money, which the whole world is doing now. You will see that. But what is it like? We are pampering the body, forgetting the soul. It's like blowing on the boil, Prabhupada says. If there is a boil here, what will you do? Will you blow on the boil or will you do something else? We will ask our dear, what's your good name, he said? You are Radheshyam, huh? Okay, the smaller one, what is his name? He is Ramanand. So Radheshyam, if there is a boil in my hand, what we should do? Should I, somebody keeps on blowing, is it good enough or I should do something?
You should do something.
What should we do? That's something you can say. That the boil is becoming bigger and bigger boil. It's paining me. What I should do?
We should take medicine.
We should? He said we should take medicine, he says. But for getting medicine, where will you go?
Hospital.
You'll go to hospital. In hospital, whom will you meet?
Doctor.
Doctor, correct. Give one Haribol for him. Haribol. He's an intelligent boy, just like his parents. So, as rightly said, similarly, all of us are suffering in this world. You can see that, like you will see, man is trying to control population by so many things, so many population control methods. First they said, hum do, hamare do. Then they said, hum do, hamari ek. We are two and we will have one. Still, population is not able to be controlled. Is he able to control the population? They have so many contraceptives, so many things. Still, they are not able to control population. So, birth is happening more and more. Man is not able to control birth. Is he able to control old age? You can see that people get eventually older and older. They become 60, 70, 80, 90. The body falls away. Man cannot stop it. Man is not able to stop death either. He can't stop the diseases. We all had a pandemic experience now, last 2-3 years. So many, initially they said, take one shot, you'll be all right. Then they said, take 2 shots. There are people who even after taking 2 shots also they got again. COVID they got again. There are people who got COVID 3-4 times also. So what we learn from this, we can see that we are living in a world where the situations are uncontrollable in the body. People are suffering. We can see that. Some people died also due to COVID. Now, if you are suffering, it's like the boil, I said. So he said, blowing on the boil is not enough. So increasing luxuries means blowing on the boil. That's all. For example, if my tooth is severely paining, simply by having Mercedes-Benz car, will I become happy? I have to go to doctor and cure it. Correct, no? I may be sitting inside a Benz car, but I can't be happy because I am feeling pain. Similarly, the soul is suffering in this body, and for him there is a medicine, there is a doctor, there is a hospital. Let us say, who will find out? For the soul to become happy, which is a hospital? Any one of you? And who is the doctor and what is the medicine? Let us see. Who says that? One answer, who can give one of them? Yeah? For the soul who is suffering in this bodily cage. See, a bird is happy inside the cage or to fly in the free sky. When is the bird happy? Correct, no? Yeah. Bird feels very happy. I was in Chennai, in Marina Beach bank. There's a road, a Mount Road, we were walking. So one group of government officials had assembled, 200 of them, They told me that we are having a function. Swamiji, can you please come? Few minutes. So I went there. So they told me to open the cages. 5, 6 cages are having these white big doves. Dove they call it. It was a peace day. So they told me to open the cage. So open the cage, the doves came out, they just flew in the sky. And all the people clapped hands. So the doves are happy inside the cage or they are happy in the free sky? Outside, yeah. They like to fly. Is it not true? Similarly, the soul is happy when it is trapped in this bodily cage, or the soul is happy when it is out of the body. Yeah, when the soul is out of the body, back home, back to Godhead, correct now? Yeah. So for the soul who is suffering in this body, what is the medicine? Who is the doctor? What is the hospital? 3 things I asked you. Let us see who
Hare
can.
Krishna Prabhuji, temple is the hospital.
Very good. One Haribol for her. Temple is the hospital. Very good. Now let us hear from somebody else about who is the doctor for the soul. Who said that? He said that. Guru is the doctor. Haribol. Now let us see one difficult question. What is the medicine the doctor gives? Let us see. Who knows? Yeah. Hare Krishna mantra. Yeah. Maha mantra. That is the medicine. Yeah. So by chanting the Maha mantra given by the Guru in the temple, which is a hospital, the soul can actually, you are actually feeding the soul. Just like I told you, for the car driver, you have to give him some rice, dal, sabji, chapati, something you will give him. Or, sambar, rasam, or idli, or dosa. But for the car, you put petrol. That's different food. Similarly, for the soul, that is different food. For the body, there is different type of food. But unfortunately, most people in the world is feeding whom? Body or the soul? Body. That is they're unhappy. They're just blowing on the boil. They're not going to doctor. Simply blowing on the boil will not solve the problem. That's a temporary solution. Like for example, if somebody blows on the boil, I feel nice. But how long will I feel nice? As long as he blows. But once the blowing is stopped, I feel pain. Similarly, in material life also you will find, you solve one problem, there will be another problem. Correct, no? One problem goes, another problem comes. Corona went, and then who came? Omicron came. Correct, no? Then after Omicron went, again they say Delta variant has come again. This. So you will find in this world, one problem is gone, there will be another problem coming. So it's like one boil comes here, another boil comes here, another boil comes here. But if you want to put an end to all the boil, you have to go to the doctor and take an injection or whatever. And similarly, the soul has to be given his food. Then only one will get freed from all the... That is the lesson from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna teaches. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Krishna says that. So, one amazing thing I'll tell you, in this world, right now we all have human bodies. But you should know how valuable human body is. The Shastras talk about 5 types of coverings. Please all of you repeat. Avrita Chetana, Sankuchit Chetana, Mukullit Chetana, Vikasit Chetana, Purna Vikasit Chetana. So what are these 5? The Avrita Chetana means very dull creatures. Like sometimes you find a worm is moving in the ground. You touch it, like that it will become a circle. You have seen that? Because it's fearful. And it will lie down like a stone. It will not move for a long time. After you go away, slowly it will move. But at least the worm is able to move. But Avrita Chetana means there are creatures which are almost like dead. You see amoeba or virus, a starfish and all. Very dull creatures. There's Atma in the body of those creatures also. But they are completely covered. Yeah. And above them are Sankuchit Chetana, stunted consciousness, like the trees and plants. Right now? Like for example, if you take an axe to cut down a tree, can the tree run away? It doesn't run away. It is in the same place. It's a very stunted consciousness. Dull consciousness. But above that is Mukulli Chetana, the animals like dogs or birds, or reptiles. If you take a stone, dog will run away, correct? Or you take a stone, the bird will fly away. Because they are more developed consciousness. Or if you show a stick, they will run away. They have knowledge. I mean, they are better developed than the previous ones, correct, no? But more developed than them is the human being, like all of us. You are very conscious, much more conscious than animals. You can compare. If you compare to animals, for example, the animals in the road, even when a lorry is coming, they slowly cross the road. You have seen that? But you will only cross the road where there's a zebra border, we say. Only there you will cross. And that too, you will check both sides and then you will cross. Not like the animals. Yeah, similarly, animals may go and eat from the hand cart and get beaten up. But if you are insulted in somebody's house, you will never show your face there. Correct, no? Human beings are more conscious, more developed. You can see that. So, most importantly, human being can understand the difference between body and soul. Like all of you sitting in this room, you can understand what I am speaking. Even the children are answering questions today. On the other hand, can you make a dog or a cat sit here and understand? Can they understand? They cannot understand. They don't have this sense which you all have. That's why the Manushyatvam is very, very rare. Human body is extremely rare. Sripad Shankaracharya, he told, 3 things are very rare, he said. First he said, please repeat this, Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Guru ki prapti. 3 things. Manushyatvam means you all have a human body. And you should have a desire to be liberated from this body. We are trapped in this body like a bird trapped in a cage. If you develop a desire that, why should I be trapped in this body, one body, then second body, like I told you, Avrata Chetana, Sankuchi Chetana, Mukuli Chetana, Vikasi Chetana. So the Vikasit Chetana in a human body, you can ask these questions, which you all are learning here by coming to this place. But when you learn, you can go from the 4th platform of consciousness to the 5th platform, which is Purna Vikasit Chetana. Purna Vikasit means you become fully blossomed devotee of God. So what is the difference between a devotee and a demon? A demon means he only thinks of the body. You know the word asura? Asu means immediately. Ra means Raman. Asura means you want to immediately enjoy. Instant pleasure. Like people say, instant gulab jamun, instant idli. Similarly, everything they want instant. Correct, no? Say if I show you a chocolate and a 500 rupee currency note, which one will you take? Okay, how many of you will take chocolate? You can raise the hand. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8 of them will take chocolate. That means how many of you will take 500 rupee currency note? Most of you, yeah. They can give the reason why you will take a 500 rupee currency note.
Because like you could take one chocolate, you can enjoy for less time. You know, we'll get it immediately. We'll be able to enjoy it for very less time. But if you take the 500 rupees currency note, it will take some time that you go to the shop. But then you can get some thousands of chocolates.
Yeah, isn't it? Say one Haribol for him, Haribol. See, if you have a 500 rupee note, you can get 500 chocolates. Otherwise, you will get only one. So he used his intelligence, correct, no? This is how the human being can be intelligent. This is called a Shreyas versus Preyas. Preyas means chocolate. Shreyas means 500 rupee note. So intelligence means to go for what will give you long-term pleasure, not just short-term pleasure. Correct, no? So some of them thought, oh, chocolate is immediately available, I want it immediately. Therefore, you will see the difference between Sura and Asura. Sura means Om Tat Vishnum Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayaha Diviva Chakshuratatam Vipraso Vipanjavo Jagravam Samindate. Like there's a verse. So Om Tat Vishnum Paramam, this is from Rig Veda. This mantra says Om Tat Vishnum Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayaha. The Devatas always search after God. They run to the feet of God, it is said. They always think that I have come to this material world, but this is not my place. I have to go back to Vaikuntha, where I can eternally see God eye to eye. Those who have firm faith in Vaikuntha planets, those who wish to go back to God, they are called as suras. They are called as Devas. Devas are suras. One time, there was one Gurukula where Indra also studied, asuras also studied there. When they came out, on the day of going, they both went to the Guru and asked, Please tell us one Upadesh which we can follow as we go back to our places. So, Guruji said, look at who you are and act accordingly, he said. So the Devata went to home, went to his place, and then looked in the mirror. Am I this body? He thought. And then he thought, I can't be this body. Why? Because this body was a small baby before. Then it became a small boy. Then it became grown up at the youthful stage. Then it gets old and ugly. Then it withers away. I am not this body. He told me, find out who you are and you become happy. So I am not this body. I should not try to make the body happy. Then he said, am I the mind? He asked. But the mind is also changing always. So Guruji said that find out who you are, the unchanging thing, and then you act accordingly, he said. So I am not the body, I am not the mind. And then he understood. Guru taught about the soul. I am the soul. Soul only can become happy by accepting shelter of God. He came to the right conclusion. So how the Devatas came to the right conclusion? The asuras, when they went to that place and they looked into the mirror, asura thought, how my beautiful mustache looks. How I look powerful. So they looked at the body and thought, we are the body. Then all the asuras started working hard to make the body happy. So should you try to make the body happy or the soul happy? The soul should be made happy because soul is permanent. So, but the asuras did not know that they were trying to make the body happy. So every asura thought, I will make my body happy. That asura thought, I will make my body happy. So they all fought with one another like anything. Asuras, they always fight. You heard this story once upon a time when asuras went to Brahmaji and asked, who is great? Devatas are great or asuras are great? Brahmaji thought if I tell them the correct answer, they'll become angry with me. So I will not tell the answer. So he told them that I will tell you next week. Next week there was a big prasadam festival. So all of them were sitting in panktis. But before they were sitting, at the entrance, everybody was tied with a bamboo in their hands. Like this. Bamboo was tied. So you can't bend your hand. Imagine you are sitting with prasadam plate, but you can't bend your hand. Can you eat it? So all the asuras are wondering, because asuras could not think of anybody other than whom? Themselves only. Just eat, drink and be merry. I will enjoy life. They wanted to enjoy, but then they took a laddu, they couldn't bend the hand. They would throw the laddu to catch it. But the laddu will come and land in the ice. They would take sambar rice and throw it. Again it will land in the ice. And they were screaming and running to the water tap. They were struggling, suffering. And on the other side, Devatas are sitting. Devatas, they took the laddu and said, oh, this bamboo is there, how can we can't eat it. So let us feed the person on the opposite side. So he was giving him laddu, that fellow to pick up and gave him laddu, because Devatas, they think about others. That is a good consciousness. You are selfless. You think about others. See, if you see yourself as soul, everybody else is also souls, and all are children of God. World is a world of not competition. This is a world of unity and cooperation. So they cooperated with one another. They were feeding one another. Very smoothly they could finish the prasad. From his plate he gave him, from his plate he gave him. They all finished nicely. So, you will see that Devatas and Asuras act differently. So, those who are on the path of God, they follow a Vedic culture. What is Vedic culture? I will tell you a very simple formula to remember. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you can remember, okay? Later on, I will ask you at the end of the class, okay? A for, all of you repeat, A for absolute truth. That means those people who are followers of Vedas, the first thing they accept is, what is this? Sound is coming, sound is coming. Mic, switch off the mics. You see, A for absolute truth means they know that God is the center of the universe. Everything, nothing can move without God's sanction. So you can see Arjuna, when he faced challenge in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he immediately took shelter of Krishna. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. That's the meaning of a devata. Somebody has Daivi Sampat, immediately they will turn to God. And also they have firm faith in God. You see, man has made many wonderful things, but God has made even more wonderful things. How did man make aeroplane? He imitated the bird. Based on the buoyancy principle, which he learned by watching the bird, he learned and did it. How did man make the Howrah Bridge in Calcutta? He learned it from the man's elbow. From that he learned and he designed that bridge based on that. God did first everything and then man does next. He just copies. How did man make the air-cooled engines? If you see, he made it by learning from the anthills. The anthills have got scales because of which they have a cooling effect. Man learnt it and then man copied it like that. Many of the things man watches from God's nature and then he does it. So therefore, devotee of God means the very first thing he knows that I didn't put the sun there, I didn't put the moon there, I didn't put all the planets here. I didn't create the grains or crops or the rain showers. So to honestly recognize the Creator is the first thing. A. And B for Brahmanas. Repeat. Not Brahmanas by birth. Just because you are son of a Brahmana doesn't make you Brahman. Is son of a doctor, doctor? Is son of a scientist, scientist? Is son of a lawyer, lawyer? You have to actually qualify LLB, LLM. Then you become lawyer. You have to qualify MBBS, MD. Then you become doctor. Isn't it? In this way, son has to qualify. Then only he can become lawyer or a doctor like that. Similarly, son of a Brahmana is not a Brahman. He has to qualify as a Brahman. There are so many boys born in Brahman families. Nowadays, if you see, they go to America, they eat even beef also sometimes. They become so degraded. Then how can you call them a Brahman? Brahman means we should act like Brahman, study the Shastra, preach the Shastra, chant holy names, teach the holy names, and accept only charity. And then excess amount you get, you distribute it. And Brahmana is always worshipping the Supreme Lord. So, it's always satisfied. So, in this way, the Brahmanas are teachers of the Vedic wisdom to the masses. The masses are thinking they are the body. But the Vedic teachers means they can go and teach the people, you are not the body, you are the spirit soul. You are not God, you are servant of God. This is the duty of every Brahmana to teach. So that is B. C for cow protection. Yeah, if you are divine, if you are Daivi Sampat, you will always want to protect the cow. God has given the cow, why? Because by drinking cow's milk, the milk goes straight to your brain and nourishes the brain tissues. And you can understand the scriptures very well when you study. But asuras, what they do? They slit the throat of the cow. They just do the opposite. They kill the cow and eat the cow flesh. Whereas the devatas, they will drink the cow's milk and nourish their brain tissues. Just see. And D for devatas. That means the devatas are giving us sunlight, moonlight, wind, rains, everything. So we should express our gratitude to them also. That's the D. E for etiquettes. You know what is etiquettes? Etiquettes means behavior. How you respect your superiors, how you compassionately deal with juniors, how you are friendly with the equals, how you treat the plants, trees, animals, and neighbors and everything. How you deal. Etiquettes means you deal with everything respectfully. Reverence for all life. Properly etiquettes. And F means F for flee to the lotus feet of Vishnu. Flee. Flee means what? As soon as there is a danger, run to the lotus feet of God. That is, flee to the lotus feet of God. That is, that's what I told you. Om Tat Vishnum Paramam Padam. The devatas will run to the feet of God as soon as they face any inevitability challenge. And G for goodness. Sattva Guna. G for goodness. Because devatas are in Sattva Guna, asuras are in Rajaguna, Tamaguna. Passion and ignorance. Correct, no? Passionate means you become angry, you become lusty, you become greedy, you become competitive. And Sattva means you are humble, tolerant, respectful, peaceful, like that. And Hach for holy name. Holy name is Hare Krishna mantra. So how many of you remember A, B, C, D, F, G, H? You remember all of them? Okay, I will ask at the end, I'll ask. So, Devatas means, they are always engaged in Vedic culture, which is this A, B, C, D, F, G, H. It's easy to remember. So, for them, Lord Krishna says that if anyone is intelligent to know that I am not the body, I am spirit soul, I should engage in Vedic culture like this. And the climax point of the Vedic culture is to become a devotee of God. See, it is not enough for you to be pious, you have to be spiritual. Why? I will tell you. Say, police catches you and they put you, handcuffs you. Will you prefer an iron chain or a silver chain or a gold chain? A chain means what do you call this? This handcuff. Let us ask one of the boys. We'll ask him. What's your good name? Yeah. You want an iron chain or a silver chain or a gold chain when police want to handcuff? Silver chain will prefer. Let us ask him which one you prefer. Which one you prefer? Iron chain is all right for him. You don't want gold, iron. What do you prefer?
Gold.
Gold chain, okay. Behind you? What's that? No chain. Give one Haribol for him. Haribol. We'll ask the reason why he said no chain. Give the mic. Let us see.
Because
What is it?
I don't want a chain. Because when you have a chain, that means you're going to jail.
If you have a chain, you go into jail. No chain means you are a free bird now. Correct, no? So that is the correct answer. Brilliant, brilliant answer again. So in this world, you can be chained by, for example, you can be chained in hellish planets, or in earthly planets, or in heavenly planets. But in all the three planets, there is birth, old age, disease, and death. So Shastra says that intelligence means go out of this world, back home, back to Godhead, from where we have come. That is all intelligence. Like for example, if I ask you, do you like to be in Pune we have this Erabada jail, or would you like to be under house arrest like a politician? Sometimes politicians are kept in house arrest, you know that? Answer is what? You don't want any arrest. Neither house arrest nor jail arrest. You want to be free from the jail. Just like I told you in the beginning, birds like to be free in the sky rather than being bound by a cage. So, therefore, the Vedas say that we don't want to be just pious. If you are pious, you will go to heavenly planets. If you are sinful, you go to hellish planets. But if you become spiritual means, you chant Hare Krishna, you know the difference between body and soul, you become a devotee of God, and also you study the scriptures and learn more about what is the spiritual world. Why do we go there? Who is God? What does He do there? What is called Leela? How God exchanges love with the living beings. So these are things which you will learn when you come to Krishna consciousness. So otherwise, like for example, when Arjuna and Duryodhana, they both went to Krishna. What did Duryodhana choose? What did Arjuna choose when they went to Dwaraka? Anybody knows? Arjuna chose Krishna and Duryodhana chose? Duryodhana chose Narayana Sena because he was only calculating from material point of view. But Arjuna was calculating from spiritual point of view. He understood, I am one, God is infinity. 1 plus infinity is infinity. Anybody on whose side Krishna is there, that side will win. Full confidence Arjuna had, because he had spiritual knowledge. So he knew that if God is with me, I have everything with me. Without God, even if you have the whole world with you, it's useless. That confidence Arjuna had, because he had spiritual knowledge. Yatra yogeshwara krishno yatra partho dhanurdaraha tatra shrir vijayo bhutir dhruvani tirmatir mama. Where there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, where there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there is always extraordinary power, morality, victory, and opulence. These things are available where there is Krishna and Arjuna, it is said. So, therefore, spiritualist means he knows the value of being with God, going back to God, returning to our swasthya. In Sanskrit word swasthya, swa means one's own. Stha means to situate. Stha means situate yourself in your original position, healthy position. Therefore, if you feed the soul, your soul will become healthy. And for that, what you have to do, Prabhupada said, very simple. Chant Hare Krishna daily 10 minutes, one round. And read Bhagavad Gita, one page for 5 minutes. How much time it takes in total? 15 minutes. How many of you think 15 minutes not very big deal? We can do 15 minutes, correct? Anybody can do that. 10 minutes of chanting, one page of Bhagavad Gita every day. Begin with that. And you will see your life would be much better because you have started feeding the soul. And you have understood that the body is only a car. I am the driver of the car, driver of this bodily machine. You understood that. Chetan, I am Chetan Jeev. I am not the Jada Padarth. This is Jada Padarth. I am not Jada, I am Chetan. Look at the aeroplane. It's standing in the airport for thousands of years, it may stop. Sometimes you all have seen the chartered plane, standing in airport for a long time because only once in a while they go. Mostly it is standing. But unless a pilot walks towards the plane, enters into cockpit, then the plane will take off. Otherwise it cannot take off. Similarly, the Atma, when it enters the body, then the body starts moving. Even in a book, old book, if you see, if you open the book, sometimes a dot type of one small creature is moving. You have seen that in old books. Inside that dot, there is soul. Similarly, inside the elephant's body, similar soul. You can see how powerful soul is. Soul can move the body of an elephant. Soul can also move the body of the small insect. But without the soul, neither can the insect move nor the elephant move. They cannot move. So the soul is the prime mover of the material body. That's the most fundamental thing. So once you understand, I am not the body, I am the soul, and the soul is permanent, body is temporary. As you all rightly said. Like the dress is not important, body is important. Similarly, body is not that important, soul is important. And the soul is a real person who belongs to the spiritual world. So Lord Krishna says, if you understand this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and come for the weekly program, learn it very thoroughly and practice it. He says, even if you leave the body at a certain time with a lot of desires in your mind, unfulfilled desires, apurnecha, you will go to heavenly planets. And there you will enjoy those desires. And then you will be born in a Brahmana's family or in a Vaishya family. That is the promise Krishna gives for his devotees. If you are a devotee who is not yet pure devotee, if you are pure devotee, you will go back to spiritual world. If you are not pure devotee, you will go to heaven, where you fulfill those desires. As a Devata. You will become a Devata in the heaven. And then you will come to earth and be born in the family of a Brahmana or a Vaishya, which means Brahmana family, you will get good sanskars. Good, religious atmosphere. Yeah. Like, when I was a small boy, I have seen in my home, during the Vijayadashami, 10 days there will be Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman Puja, Yeah, they'll be at home, they will do Abhishekam, they will do Laksharchana. So many pujaris will come and chant the mantras. So if you're born in a good family, you get a lot of sanskaras you will get. Or you're born in a Vaishya family means rich family, right? Marwadis, Agarwals, like that, people like that. Then you get, you have enough money, you don't have any, you don't have any dearth of any money. You don't have to work hard for money. You will be able to get your daily, your food, your accommodation, everything. Then you can focus on God. So therefore you find our Birla family, for example, the Maffatlal family, Birla family, they're all great devotees of God because they're well-to-do, they have done punya in the previous life, they focus on God, correct, no? So Krishna says that if you become his devotee, you go to heaven, fulfill your desires, come back to earth and become like this. Or if you have done lot of devotion in your previous life, next life you'll be born in a Acharya's family, like Srila Prabhupada. He was born in a Acharya family. He became a great Acharya himself. Gaur Mohan De, Prabhupada said his father was a pure devotee. And he met Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, who was also born in a very great family. So, in this way, you will never lose the opportunity. I'm going to show you something interesting.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
You can see the child is enjoying chanting. Correct, no? He is carrying a lot of good sanskaras he is carrying from the previous life, isn't it? This is another one, you see, you'll be amazed.
Say 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and last number is 10. You are good boy. Give me answer. Quick. 1 plus 1. 3 plus 2. 5 plus 1. 7 plus 1. Now, give me answer. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 4. 6 minus 3. 7 minus 4. 8 minus 4. 10 minus 3. Very good.
So now you saw the dog here. Some mathematics teacher has become a dog now. Huh? So you will find the soul leaves one body and goes to another. He is carrying the same mind with him. In the mind, things are stored. So the child from the previous life, he has stored some devotional experiences. Maybe the child must be living in a house where they must be singing Hare Krishna. So with that good experience, he has come. Now in the next house also, he is demanding, chant Hare Krishna. More and more. So if you carry good vibration, it will go with you life after life. Although this mathematics professor may be a mathematics genius, but then he must have committed some blunder due to which he became a dog now. Dog's body may be barking and counting maths number, but doesn't help for the soul there is not much help. Correct now? The soul will get help if you do any activity in relation to God. Like for example, you chant Hare Krishna, in relation to God you are doing. You do bhajan, you attend the class, you worship, you study Bhagavad Gita, anything in relation to Krishna you do, that goes in God's account. And that is what is spiritually elevating. Arjuna was a Kshatriya warrior, so he fought for Krishna. This is the concluding point I want to say today for all of you. Like our Maya Narasimha Prabhu, he has a very strong, very staunch desire to preach and bring many, many people to Krishna consciousness. Even in the temple, he has been giving lecture and studies philosophy very nicely. So, because of that staunch desire, he has made this house into a bigger house. I think he has removed the walls and everything, made it very big enough for everybody to come and join the morning program. is making, we call it as a Bhakti Kutir, where 100 people can come, take part in the morning program, chant with other devotees, hear some Bhagavatam and go back. So it's providing, the family is providing a good facility like this. So you can see that whatever you do in life, if you do in relation to God, it goes in the golden account of God. So you will have, that account is the only account which will go with you after death. All other account will be finished. Like, even with this dog in the previous life was a PhD in mathematics. Now will that PhD help him now? It can't help. It has, even though he may have some little traces of memory of mathematics, he can't carry the PhD with him. And right now he's in a dog's body. He must be eating in the street. He must be driven away by people. You can imagine that. On the other hand, if you are Krishna conscious, Krishna says that Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana. You will come back to my abode from where you will never fall down. He says that. So, people are decorating their own bodies instead of they decorate the beautiful deities. People are, you can have a beautiful flower garden, and with that you can make flowers and offer it to Krishna as a beautiful garland you can offer. Then that becomes Bhagavad Kainkarya. Similarly, many of you are scientists here in DRDO. There are many scientists who have invented many things. For example, some scientists has invented this mic. But with this mic now we are able to loudly glorify God. Some scientists has invented the computer. We are able to have the picture of Radha Vrindavan, a beautiful picture, and show to people. Some scientists has invented the camera. So then it can be used in transmitting for a large number of people. Correct, no? So we should think about how can I do something in relation to God? Or whatever I am doing, how I can operate to God. I eat food, I offer a portion of the food to Him, it becomes sanctified. I have a house, I offer the house for doing a spiritual program, the house becomes sanctified. This is the way you are sanctified everything. You are earning money, offer a portion of your money for prasadam to devotees or distribute Bhagavad Gita, then your money becomes sanctified. So, we all have that opportunity, facility. Like a man is marrying a woman and begetting children, but husband and wife become devotees, then the marriage tie, that becomes sanctified. So in this way, everything can be sanctified. Everybody who is getting married and begetting children, they should think how we can give sanskars to our children, make them Krishna's devotees. So, I spoke on this topic because I heard that many of you are chanting 1 or 2 or 3 rounds here. How many of you chant at least 1 round you chant every day? At least 1 round, okay. Okay, how many of you chant 2 rounds? Okay. Anybody chant 3 rounds? 3 rounds, how many of you chant 3 rounds? Okay. 4 rounds? Okay, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8. Anybody chants above 8 rounds? Oh, there are many. Oh, these are devotees who are chanting. Probably 16 rounds, I think, is it? Okay. Okay, those of you who have come here today for the first time, you are not yet chanting, but you think 10 minutes a day is not a big deal, you feel. 10 minutes. Any time of the day you can chant. Preferably morning, otherwise even afternoon or evening also. How many of you are not yet chanting, you would like to chant? Can raise your hand. We have only 1, 2, 1, 2. You are not yet chanting, would like to chant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, Mayanasika Prabhu, you have mala for them? Japamala?
Sorry,
Japamala for them?
right now I don't have, Prabhu. I will get.
You should bring and give them because
Yes,
they would like to chant.
Yes, Prabhu.
Almost 4 of them. Please raise the hand. If you give them mala, they will chant. See, they are all ready to chant. There is 1, 2. There were 2 more. Who are 2 more devotees? He is also ready to chant. If you bring mala and give them, they will. And also teach them how to chant.
Yes,
So Mataji said also 2 of them raised hand.
Yes.
So chant 1 round for 10 minutes and read Bhagavad Gita 1 page a day. And you see, it will make a big difference because when you read Bhagavad Gita little by little, you will learn what is body, what is soul, how to feed the soul, how not to starve the soul, you will understand. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada could convey this knowledge even to the Western world. Today is the day when ISKCON society was started. Today is a very auspicious day. So Prabhupada went to the Western world and even to the Americans, Prabhupada could teach this knowledge about soul, God and the loving relationship. He gave them the Mahamantra. From there, everything took off. Even in fact, Indians are learning from Americans now how to become a devotee properly. So you all in DRDO here, my humble request to you, this program has been going on for some time, and a big number of you have come today, even on a rainy day. It's very wonderful. Keep up this program going on, flourishing. Already, Prabhuji has been there, a senior devotee here also. I remember you had called me for one program in another hall, long hall, I remember, once before I came. Yeah. Bhagavatam sets distribution, yeah, correct. But I'm very happy with the sincerity of these devotees. They are, on such a rainy day, I thought I'll be the only one in the hall, I thought. So many have come today. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any one question, quick question, anybody wishes to ask? Okay, if they don't ask question, I will ask about, Vedic culture. A for? B for? That means the Brahmana should be respected, teacher should be respected. C for? D for? Devatas should be gratefully thanked. And E for? F for? Flee to the lotus feet of Vishnu. G for? Goodness, sattva. And H for? Yeah, so you all remember this. You remembered almost everything. So, these are the aspects of life in alignment with God. If somebody wants to live a life in alignment with God, these are very simple things. So, like we are saying, you drink cow protection, cow's milk, which means you eat only vegetarian food offered with devotion to God. Prasad. There's prasad for everybody? For so many devotees? Who cooked there? Different devotees?
Yes, Prabhu. Today, actually, everybody came forward in our DRDO, our circle. So we have made only rice and dal.
Okay.
One person has made gulab jamun, one person has made curry, another person made some chips, another person sweet. Like this, many devotees have brought many things.
Oh.
And one devotee brought puri.
Wonderful.
So
So we would like to thank all those devotees with loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari.
Can I sing 2-3 minutes? We'll conclude.
Definitely, Prabhu.
Where is the mridanga? Hare Krishna. You have the kartal with you? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada युग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रील प्रभुपाद की थैंक यू वेरी मच
Hare Krishna. As I said, we are very, very fortunate today that Prabhuji we have with us today. And I'm seeking Prabhuji's forgiveness for troubling him so much because it was so heavy rain. It is practically not possible for Prabhuji to step out. And still he ventured for all of us. And we are very grateful to Prabhuji and we pray to Krishna that he will safely return to the temple and it will not affect his health in any way. So let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So not just today, we are going to have Prabhuji every month here. And if we show sincerity and if we become very committed, yes, if we become sincere, Prabhuji would love to come and he loves devotees association and he wants to spread this message more systematic way. So I humbly request all of you to take this commitment seriously so that we will have Prabhuji every month with all of us. Thank you all. And I humbly request kindly come forward and take from the hands of Prabhuji. It is a very good fortune to all of us. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes. His brother. His brother. His brother. Hare Krishna. Sir. So he's one of our senior scientists, sir. He has brought small gift for you to give. So I humbly request those who are from dear. Take out, take out. Take out. Ah, yes, Prabhuji. Is it okay, Prabhuji? Is okay. Hare Krishna. He is Mr. Ramesh, sir. He is our senior scientist in our DRDO. We have many scientists here. They can raise one's hand. Who all are from DRDO? So DRDO community, many devotees are there. Thank you all. Please keep coming and kindly bring new people so that we can increase our size of our family. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.